So the next stage is you need to go into your G Suite and you go to Google Slides, and then we create a blank document. Okay. The next stage is we want to go to page setup, and it naturally the default is widescreen 16:9, and it doesn't really fit very well in your sketchbooks. So the template that I recommend is this, which is you customize your settings to 11.5 by 8 inches and you apply. So that's now set correctly. I'm going to just delete this. And the next stage is I want to insert an image, and I'm going to insert the screenshot that we took earlier. Sorry, let's go to my desktop. So I've got my desktop there, and here's the screenshot, and we just open that, and there we are. That's inserted like so. Okay, and we can make it slightly smaller. And what's good is you've got the before and after as well. And you may decide you don't want to include everything at the top. So if you want to crop it slightly, I've got that bit of text there. I could just do this like so. And then you've got your image there. I'm going to size that up. Like so. And then here we will put our artist research. We will then put the camera settings, which are here, but we are going to emphasize them here, and then you write your annotations. So we've got the screenshots in place, and I've inserted the two artists that have inspired me relating to my photo shoot. I've added the camera settings here, which you find just along here. Okay, I've put manual setting because I think it's good to show that if you're using the manual setting that you're confident using that and you're not using any auto settings. Now the next stage is where you need to write your annotations, and I've tried to really make these specific questions. So there's 5 questions I want you to answer, and the first one is often overlooked, but this is important. I want you to explain why you chose the image. And you could have chosen it because of the framing, you like the framing, the vantage point, so the angle of view when you've taken the picture, the lighting in the image, the mood, the camera settings, is it shallow or is it large depth of field, and the shutter speed. So that's the first thing you need to do. And then you need to think about, does your image communicate your ideas? So think back, what was the purpose of that shoot, and how does this image relate to your photo shoot? And this is really key. So just a simple line there as well. Then it's always good to emphasize how your artist research has related to your images. And this is something I like my students to refer back to throughout the sketchbook cycle. So you can also say my image also shows, so you can see how they relate. So I've got shallow depth of field here with the brick wall, and here in this image here we've got the shallow depth of field. We've got the sort of character and the detail in Bruno's face, and Robert Bergman, he seems to capture this amazing character here in this portrait. The next stage is how you've edited your image. Now you've got your screenshot, so that visually tells you, but it's good just to write a couple of little pointers. So you refer back to this and it shows exactly what you've done, and then you can just explain why you've done that. And then you can think about the mood. How has the picture changed due to your edits? Now this can be edits that you've done on Photoshop or edits that you may have done by hand. To help you with that, I've put this together. This is a series of useful words which could be used for your annotations and descriptive sort of mood words. So we've got this page here, and then there's another page here as well. So think about the energy within the picture. Is there a rhythm to the picture? Is it subtle or is it intense? And then, just to help you, I've then answered those questions here. So I've said here, I chose this image because I like the sunlight shining directly onto the model's face, illuminating his face. I set the camera to a shallow depth of field so the focus was on the model's eyes to draw you into the image. And then I explained the purpose of the shoot. So this portrait was taken for a magazine as a retrospective of Bruno's work, who's a graphic designer and creative director for Island Records. And I wanted to capture Bruno looking reflective and confident, looking up with an aspirational mood. So he's sort of thinking about all his achievements that he's made. I've then referred back to the artists here. So inspired by the work of Robert Bergman, I wanted to show the character in the face of Bruno. And then I've also said about the use of the shallow depth of field to create this, to draw you into the image. And then I've explained here how I've subtly edited the pictures, and I tend to go down it in order. So I start to think about the temperature. So I've said here, I slightly reduced the temperature of the white balance to add a cooler tone. And then I've just emphasised all the little details that I've done. I've then used words like gritty, or I've wanted to add more character and detail in the face by increasing the texture and clarity. I've reduced the vibrance and saturation to make the colours a bit more muted and less vivid. And then lastly, the last sentence emphasises how these edits have sort of changed the look of the image. So I've said the image now looks more dramatic, adds attention to the mood. The overall look has a more of a monochrome feel because I've sort of reduced the colour scale. However, it still has a positive, warm glow. So you don't need to write lots, they just need to be focused answers. So as long as you answer those 5 points, then you will be doing some really strong annotations. So I really hope this helps. Thank you.